Good afternoon, and welcome to the Boring Millionaire podcast. In today's segment, Investing in the World Around Us, the company I would like to highlight is Disney. Now, Disney is a very household name. We're all very familiar with Disney, but I want to shine light on why it's such an important stock to hold over the long term. So, Disney is a component in our day to day lives, and they own so many things in our day to day lives that sometimes we may not even realize it. Not only do they have the massive portfolio of movies that they own Pixar, they own the MCU, they own Star Wars, they have all the parks, but they also own ESPN. They also own Hulu, Disney Plus, of course, and they actually have ABC. So they have a very, very wide portfolio of media assets, and I would make the argument that they are one of the leading media companies in the entire planet. Their portfolio is recognized by households across the globe, and that is something to me that is very investable. These franchises and these brands are always going to be recognized by the general public, and they're only going to continue expanding on these franchises. With that said, they also own all these different media outlets that they could expand on, and we're seeing them adapt into the modern era of streaming and so forth. So for all those reasons, I'm an investor in the company. I've held Disney shares for about the past 11 years, and I would argue that I would hold them probably until the day I die. So sometimes Disney is not always the most exciting stock. It's basically been in the same position over the past year. But within that, you'll find dips that you could buy the stock at lower prices, and then that does give you better value in that investment when you're buying low. But I want to just shine light on Disney because whether you're buying it at a great rate or buying it at an average rate, it is a great company to hold over the longer course of time. Disney has started over a century ago, and it has shown that over this entire century, it has withstood all economic failures, it has withstood all changes in the company, and it has always found itself to be one of the leaders in its space. So with that, it shows how great of a company it is, and it shows that these brands and these recognized household names are never going to go anywhere, no matter how much time passes or who's running the company. So looking at the stock itself, it is trading just above its one-year average. I always love to see stocks trading near their one-year average because right in the name I'm saying, it's its average. So very good value from where this stock is trading right now. It's roughly at $112 a share. And I am a buyer of Disney at these levels, and I intend on holding these shares over the longer course of time. I have no intention on selling any of my Disney anytime soon, and I want to hold them over the long term because as they pay a dividend, I'll also be generating an income in the background. Dividend income is what companies pay you just for ownership of the shares. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to even vote on what they're discussing or making decisions on. You just have to own those shares in your portfolio, and you will generate an income in the background for that ownership. So with all that said, I absolutely love Disney as a company. I love it as an investor, and I will continue investing in it over the next couple years into the future. So with all that said, feel free to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. There you could ask me any questions about this stock, any other stocks you might be curious about, or the stock market as a whole. My mission is to make sure you feel confident about your money, so that way you could build a better financial future for yourself. And with that, you can find all other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.